Tell them crackers I played the fifth. Bring that fire like Prometheus. I ain't tripping off that measly shit. Debba keep the fifth. Malak just got some bullets. They heat seeking shit.
What's going on with the brother? Right. Come here. Come on up, man. What you looking at? Right. So let me. So you looking at that chart right there? What you think about it? Could you come a little closer? Yeah, you come a little closer, man. Let me. All right. So what do you think about that? What do you think about that chart there?
I see some celebrities in there.
Uh huh.
Yeah, like Trejo. Okay.
All right. So what do you think? What do you think about what it's saying about these people? What that sign is saying about these people?
They are Native Americans. Some and you got Dominicans.
Uh huh. Does the word? Let me ask you something. Those words over where you see like you see like the Mexicans at the bottom, right? Okay. That word above the word Mexicans. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah.
Right. What do you think that means? What does that mean to you?
Where they originated from Colombia or not? Well,
From Colombia.
Misinterpret.
What about? Here, let me get on this side, right? Right here, where it says African American.
Okay.
Right. What's the word above African Americans?
I see Judah.
Judah. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah.
What do you think that's talking about?
Where they originated from?
I mean, kind of.
I didn't really do much research.
Right. So do you know where the term Jew comes from?
Yeah.
Where does the term Jew come from?
Jewish, I suppose. Not Jewish, but Jew. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It comes from the word Judah.
Judah. Yeah.
Right. So what we're saying is that the people on this sign, right? Uh-huh. The blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Mm-hmm. To put it simply, those people are Jews. We're the people that Moses brought out of Egypt.
Oh, okay.
Right? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I believe that's original truth, but they don't want to teach.
That they don't want to teach.
Okay, yeah.
Any idea why?
I guess, well, when I was younger, it's like they fabricated a lot, covered up a lot of history.
You said because they fabricated a lie, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, but why would they do that, though?
Well, just to have us, I believe, people's brainwashed into thinking we're originally, people originated from descended.
Yeah, but you couldn't think of any reason why they would go around and hide this truth?
Well, just to think superiority.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you can say it. Go ahead and say it.
I guess white.
Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah, superiority.
Yeah.
I'm not a young man outspoken like I was. But, I'm much older.
Well, hey, man. We're out here to put that fire back under you, man.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. What happened to that fire?
Well, what with me?
Yeah.
Well.
You say you're not a young man. You're not.
I've gotten, older and I'm not so, aggressive like I was when I was younger. But I don't believe, I read quite a few books, and I don't believe everything that they put out there for many years. Some of the books I had when I was younger, I threw away.
Right.
Years ago. I was embarrassed about what I read, but didn't want people.
Okay.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can understand. Well, let me read you this. See because I want to see if we can light this fire again back under you. Right? Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right. So this is Moses talking to his people, the children of Israel, who we say we are blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And we're saying we are the children of Israel, right? Moses just said that we are a holy people unto God, right?
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Right? He chose us to be a special people unto himself, right? Go ahead.
Above all that are upon the face of the earth.
Upon everyone that's on the face of the earth. So God's saying that there's this racial hierarchy, and we are supposed to be sitting up at the top.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I'm kind of like speechless, but yeah.
Speechless, yeah.
Somewhat, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm much older, and
Sure.
I've been around a little longer, and I've seen certain people who still got that ignorant mentality
Wait a
of
minute.
their white superior,
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, we try.
Years ago,
Yeah. Well, hey, man, you gotta get that fire lit back under you, man.
Yeah.
You gotta get that fire lit back under you, because like I was saying.
25 years ago, I was a different person.
Hey, sure, but I mean, because like I was saying, there's the reason. I have my brother read that, because the reason they're hiding this from us is because God said we're supposed to be at the racial hierarchy. We're supposed to be sitting on top, right? Go ahead, you bring that.
Yeah. It's Genesis 49:9. Judah is a lion's whelp.
Right? It just says Judah, right? Us right here, African American. You African American?
Yeah.
Right? So you're a Judite, right? Read that from the top.
Right? It says Judah.
Hold on, excuse me. What's your name, brother?
Oh, Jay.
Jay, right? Read that again.
Judah is,
Right? So Jay is what?
is a lion's whelp.
Right? You're a lion.
Actually, I'm
You're-
Leo. Yeah, born in July.
Hey. Christ.
That's funny. Not funny, but that's a
Yeah. But it says you're a lion, right? And lions are kings of the jungle, right?
Right.
Roll around, can't nobody mess with them, right? It says
I became so
Yeah.
passive over the years.
we gotta get.
Then
Hey,
that fire
but check
came
this out. This is right. Go ahead.
It says, from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion.
As an old lion, not to say that you, but as an old lion, right?
Who shall rouse him up?
Who's gonna rouse him up? Who's gonna light that fire back under this lion?
God or not. Well, the
I see it in you.
Yeah.
I see it in you. I know you got that. I know you got that spark.
the fire within.
Yeah, man. We trying to kindle it, blow on it, man. We trying to get it hot again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because God said we supposed to be sitting on top of the racial hierarchy, right? And they went out of their way to keep us from that seat, right? You go to church? You go to church at all? Any?
Not like I used to.
Not like you used to,
Yeah, that was years ago, but yeah.
right? Because there's this thing in the church where they tell us we don't have to keep the commandments of God. You ever hear something like that?
I've heard, yeah.
You heard it, right?
Yeah,
So
of course, yeah.
read this.
Read what?
Deuteronomy 28:1.
Oh, yeah. This is Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
Right? So all those commandments that they tell you in church you don't have to follow, they say what? Christ done away with it. When he died, they got nailed to the cross, so you don't have to do it anymore, right? This one just said this is what's going to happen if you keep these commandments, right? Go ahead.
Yeah. If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Right? He said he was going to sit us on high. That racial hierarchy that he said he singled us out for, right? The seat, that high seat. He said if we keep his commandments, he's going to put us there. Right? That's the conspiracy. Let me get Psalms 80 was it 82? Right? That's why they don't tell you who you are. That's why they call you African American, Negro, Afro American.
Yeah, it's sad. A lot of younger people on their podcast, famous people,
Mm-hmm.
you go on YouTube podcasts, they've been saying Negro a lot.
Yeah.
And even why are they using that term from the 60s again?
Let me get that next.
It's just so funny
Yeah,
nowadays.
right?
Saying Negro in our vocabulary again. From what I've observed
Yeah.
and seen in recent times, very recent.
So what if I told you that the word Negro, or a variation of it, is in the Bible?
Right. Yeah. I may have skimmed over it back when I was younger. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Right here. Go ahead. You got that?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have my brother read this real quick. Then I'm gonna have my brother read this because I really want to get that fire lit back under you, man.
This is Acts 13:1. Now there was in the church that was in Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon.
Right. So we're talking about prophets, right? This is after Christ died. The church that he set up, right? First century Jews, right? First century Jews. What were they called?
It says, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called nigger.
They were called nigger. Right? It didn't have back then. It didn't have the same negative connotation. It just meant that you was dark skinned. Right? That's all it meant. It wasn't as bad, like, because you know how they call us nigger. Even when they was calling us nigger back then, even when they do it today, it's still they're still referring to our skin tone. But it's just that because they were whipping our backs, calling us that, it gained a negative connotation. Right? Here, we want to read it in another translation for you. Right? You got it? Here, you get that? Yeah. But they all say nigger in there? Hey man, all praises. Right? We just want to get another translation so we can understand that it wasn't a negative connotation that was going on. Right? You got it?
Yeah.
You got like one in there.
Nah.
They all say nigger too. That's crazy. Yeah. Right? Because what it says is like I was telling you, it just means that you dark skinned people.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just funny how now they're starting to say nigger
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Right.
People on these podcasts,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you go in there.
Yeah.
Younger people on these podcasts is Lucas and all of them saying nigger.
Yeah, so go ahead and read that.
This is Acts 13:1. In the GNT, it says, in the church at Antioch, there were some prophets and teachers, Barnabas and Simeon, called the Black.
Right? Called the black. Right? It was just referring to their skin tone. As it still does today, right?
Barnabas, was he the judge in the crucifixion, or I forgot.
No, he was a prophet.
Yeah.
No, he was one of the prophets. Yeah, he was one of the people set up.
I was thinking of Barnabas.
Yeah. Yeah, he was one of the prophets.
The Holy Bible verse before Jesus was, crucified
Yeah.
when they judged.
But I want to get back to see. I'm trying to light this fire under you, brother. Let me see. So go ahead, read that.
Ye are gods.
No. No, read 83. 83, Salaki.
First one?
Yep.
Psalms chapter 83 verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
Right. So we're asking God to not keep His peace, man. Hold not still, man. Get ready, because there's something going on, right? So what's going on?
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Right. Go ahead, read that again.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
Right. Our enemies make a tumult. So the enemies of God are the enemies of us. Because God chose us. We're His people. We represent Him. So anybody that hates God hates us. Right? Go ahead.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and counseled against thy hidden ones, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right? So they've taken crafty counsel of us. Right? They've consulted against us. Right? Against our hidden ones. The ones that you don't see, the women and the children, our elderly. Right? They've consulted against the ones who are hidden, who are protected. Right? What do they want?
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Right? They cut us off from being a nation. So we're no longer called the Israelites. We're called niggas, Mexicans, Spics, name it. Anything, any and everything but a child of God. Right? This is what the enemies of our people came together to do. Right? So
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Right, so that we don't, so that the name of Israel is no longer in remembrance. So much to the point where now you have other people calling themselves Israelites, who aren't us, right? Because you look at these Jews today, they're not called, not at all. I wouldn't even think about. Growing up, before I came into this knowledge, I've met a couple of Jews. It never crossed my mind to even call them. Right? It just never did. Right? You said you got something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 2 things. All right, so this is Deuteronomy 28:37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Right, among all nations where the Lord shall leave us, right? Because we were hanging out in West Africa, minding our own business, got brought over here. Now we're in astonishment. We're a proverb, a byword. We can call it, like I said, we can call it any and everything but a child of God. Not only that, but the astonishing thing, the astonishing thing about it is that the people overseas in other countries who ain't never met us are racist towards us. They got words. You can pick out.
I hear what you're saying because as a younger man, I don't mean to sound so old. I sense that from them coming over here and how they treat it.
Exactly.
Like in your stores and even in the the government
Right.
somewhat, and they just like no, it's not what you think, but you could just feel that resentment and standoffish. I felt it.
Right.
But when I was a younger man, I was like, damn, I was upset. I was uptight. I saw how it was.
Right. So like, and even the Jews, even the people who call themselves Jews today, they treat us like we're nothing. Right. So let me ask you this, man. So you was talking about how you had that fire lit under you, man. Right. Right. And you see. Like I just showed you, that there was a conspiracy to cut us off. So you were no longer, man, the conspiracy to put that fire that you had out. Right? They did a successful job. But I know there's a spark in there.
I don't mean to sound, in the way the politics has been going, history kind of, turns around again. So I sense, well, evidently, to me, a lot of people believe that, but what we're dealing with now is the turn of the tide.
Yeah.
Too.
So let me ask.
Tides and all that. Excuse me, but I'm saying, and how it is over there in Gaza, what they've been saying, and I haven't been really keeping up with that. Israel,
Yeah. Well, I mean, as much, although it is important what's going on over there, it is important because it's fulfilling prophecy of the Bible. But it doesn't have anything to do with us over here, right? We're not over in Gaza. We're being oppressed over here, right? And we should be worried about ourselves over here, our people over here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, focusing on the domestic issue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not just the domestic issue. More specifically, we should be worried about the Black and Latino issues.
Yeah, I don't mean to keep going back in time, but it's like we're not like connected like we was years ago. I'm an older person.
Absolutely.
I myself, I sense the change. For it wasn't like this. 20 years ago.
Yeah.
15 years ago was a different. Yeah.
Just 15 years ago. What about like?
But I'm speaking in my time when I was a young man.
What about
a different time?
What about like 60 years ago? You
60?
think like 60 years ago?
That was before my time. I'm just saying it was different then.
Do you think we were better off with being segregated from the white people?
That's a kind of an iffy, I don't mean to say, point you're saying, because some of those people, those young famous people on podcasts and YouTube, like Candace Owens and and some of the others that are in the political stand, journalists, they say better off during the Jim Crow era. I'm kind of like, dang, what my folks went through in the 60s, traveling down south to see our other relatives and having to just back on the back of train 60 years ago in 1964
Right.
from the Bay Area going down here.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, you know, I didn't come up in that era.
Right.
But it's just like these younger people, you know, like Candace Owens and Byron Donalds, you know, that were in a political standoff. Excuse me, they saying it was better off under the Jim Crow era we were. And I'm like, that makes me wonder. You know, before the government emphasized welfare 60 years ago. You know, I'm just saying from from their perspective.
So
it's like, wow, you know.
So given
excuse me if I got off rail.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We're still on track. So given what you understand about what our people were going through the Jim Crow era, through segregation, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's different?
Like I said, I didn't grow up during that time. My folks, you know, were older and they left migrated that geographic south area to California, Bay Area, in the 50s.
Yeah.
So it's. Well, could you repeat that question?
So given what you understand, because I know you say you didn't live through the era, right?
Right.
Neither did I.
Right.
But given what you understand, your knowledge about the Jim Crow era, about us being segregated, right? What has changed from then to now?
God, I can't really respond to that. Excuse me, because what had you got me there. I can't.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? So we can go into white establishments now, right?
What then or now?
Now.
Well, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can.
Right.
Yeah. Years.
Hey, like my brother just brought it. We can laugh on the street. We can laugh out in public,
that's
right?
The difference.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
We can look a white man in the eye, right?
Right.
And
have to get off the sidewalk.
And practically, and we can practically curse them out.
Right.
So, but are they still killing us? Yeah.
But you gotta be very cautious where you know, of the. Excuse me. I've analyzed. I've been around profiling in certain geographic areas here in California, even where I grew up north of here too. You know, it's different years ago.
No, I mean they just.
Yeah, with the profiling, it's like it was a bit. You know, it is kind of screwed up.
Yeah,
but we just can't pretend that it just doesn't
exactly.
exist.
So they still kill us, right? They still kill us. They still hate us, do they not?
I guess
They still oppress us.
Like we're still segregated. They just call it gentrification now.
Oh, that's gentrification.
Oh,
right.
That's a powerful point too. We're still segregated.
That's okay, brothers. That's all I gotta say for now. It's just you got my mind. I'm like reminiscing and what my grandparents said years ago. And
what do you think? What's going through your head right now?
Yes. Well, what they had built years ago, and then I don't know.
No, I say, dare I say, we're going through the exact same thing.
I'm not an angry man like I was years ago either.
How to get angry?
There was a time we had to come out going against the higher power that at that time. But now we're fighting a new.
Well, we're fighting the same.
It's
the same one. We're fighting the same thing. Our forefathers. The fight that Joe Daddy fought and my daddy fought and all our fathers fought. It's the same fight. Same fight. Right? You got something?
Yep.
Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth, amen, and selleth him.
Brother, I want this one and one more. Right? So it says that he that stealeth the man and sells him, right? We were stolen, right? So if they steal him and sell him, what should happen?
Or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
Right? It says they should be put to death. Because they stole us, right? Would you agree that they stole us? And we're still here. We're still found in their hands. Right? We're still being held captive in America. It looks different. They don't have chains on us, but we're still captives in America. Simply And for an example, for a beautiful example, is that we're not called Judites. We're not called Judites. Even if we're not called Judites, you have any idea what when we got off those boats, what did they call? What did we call ourselves?
The N-word.
You don't know.
What do they know?
We don't know exactly. That's the point.
They actually called us Hebrews. They called us Hebrews actually on the auction box. There's memorabilia saying they called us Hebrews on the after we got over to Americas, and they sold us as such. You know what I mean? So they knew who we were. This is how God prophesied that they were going to go into captivity. So go ahead.
Yeah. So they knew we. Yeah. So like we always say, man, they know who we are, right? Nowadays it may not be your average heathen, right? But if you get up high enough into the upper epsilon and go into those triple security rooms, man, those people in the back rooms, they know exactly who we are, right? But I wanted to read you one more before I let you go, right? You got that?
Yeah. And I do have a question, brother. Do you feel like the way that all this makes you feel, do you feel that that's wrong for you to feel that way?
No, not exactly.
Okay.
It's kind of a reminiscent, and then it's the reality of course we gotta face up to it, and we just can't pretend all the time it does not exist.
Yeah, because you know how they act. There's this. I don't think it's true, but there's this thing that they say about ostriches when ostriches. Yeah, you know how they say ostriches when they sense danger they bury their face in the dirt.
Yeah.
We got to stop burying our face in the dirt, man. We got to look up and realize what's going on, and stop making ourselves ignorant to it. Right.
This is Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression.
Right. Oppression is what we're going through, right? Oppression, what?
Maketh a wise man mad.
Right. Oppression makes a wise man mad. You want to show if you want to show your wisdom, right? You should be upset. You should be angry. That fire has to be relit under you because you're being oppressed. I'm being oppressed. All of our forefathers, they blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the people that you see on this side, are being oppressed. Right? Right? And you know, I'm gonna tell you how to before I let you go, I'm gonna let you know how to fight. This is how we fight the white man. This is how we fight all these other nations so we can stop being oppressed, right?
How would you do it? 'Cause it sounds like
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Before I let you know, I want to ask, how would you do it?
How would I fight?
Yeah, how would you break this conspiracy of who we are, of us not knowing who we are?
That's a good question. Well,
Because
I can't, respond to that.
yeah, because like I said, we agree that we've been fighting the same fight since we got here, right? It looks different, but we've been fighting the same fight, right?
Yeah.
What was it? What was it?
In a way, it's like, from what I've perceived in recent years, it's just like crabs in a bucket. It's like crabs in a bucket. It's like crabs in a bucket.
Like crabs in a bucket.
But what I've been dealing with too, because a lot of people don't want to see other people get on, move on to better
You want to know what's funny? You want to know what's funny about that analogy?
Yeah.
This is what's funny about that analogy, right? Do crabs belong in a bucket? What is the natural habitat for a crab?
Kitchen and
No, what is the habitat?
habitat.
The natural habitat. What is the natural? If I wanted
Being
to go,
in the water?
being in the water, not a bucket, right?
No.
No. So then who?
I know it may sound silly, but
It makes perfect sense because we drag each other down.
because years ago,
Right?
ago was a different
Yeah.
politics.
So I'm asking you. I'm glad crabs don't belong in a bucket.
Right.
Their natural habitat is out in the ocean. Who put these crabs in the bucket where we drag each other down?
I don't know.
It wasn't us. It wasn't us. Wasn't us.
System?
Who? What system?
Right.
You said it earlier. Come on, man, just say it. Don't whisper it. Say it. Say it. Hey, this is what are they saying now? This is a safe space, brother. You can say it.
Is it real? Yeah.
You can say it. Just say it.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a safe space, man. Get it off your chest. Who did it to us?
I believe that.
Right? Was it her people right there? That lady? Was it her people? Right? Was it them? Was it white people?
Supposedly. Yeah.
Supposedly. Supposedly.
Yeah.
It was them.
Yeah. But, yeah.
It was them, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna show you how we fight, right? This is how we fight.
A different one, right? So this is Leviticus 26:3. If you walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them,
Right? You keep the commandments and do them. When you read in this book, the first 5 books, you see thou shalt not, thus saith the Lord, speak unto the children of Israel. When you see those words, those are the things that we have to do. This is how we fight.
verse 6, I will give you peace in the land, and ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid. And I will rid evil beasts out of your land, neither shall the sword go through your land. And ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword.
Right? That's how we fight. We keep the commandments of God. It's that simple.
Peace out, fellas.
Hey, man,
That's for the.
you gotta get that fire raging again, man. Get that fire raging. Next time I see you, I want to see you battle ready, man.
A real lion.
I want to see a real lion, right? Not one crouching down waiting. I want to see a real lion. I want you coming up here roaring.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Get that verse again.
Man. Brother needs a fire lit under him, man. You got it?
Yeah. Genesis 49:9. Judah is the lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Right? Who's gonna rouse up Judah? Who's gonna rouse up Israel, man? Right? There's a passage in Exodus. I forget where it's at. Or it might be no. I think it's Numbers or Exodus. You got this Moabite. He's saying that all of Israel, we're like lions, waiting to strike. Right? Who's gonna rouse us up? Right? That's the question, man. How we got to start fighting back, and the only way to do it is by keeping these laws of God. Right? You got something? No. Well, with that, I want to close out. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh and say Shalom.